Kristen Fang.
I'm Kristen Fang, a senior at Harvard College and the co-founder of SrattyX. SrattyX democratizes algorithmic trading. With SrattyX, you can create an investing strategy on Trump's tweets to save yourself from the volatility in the market. And you can do much more with us as well. So check us out on the Apple App Store, and you can download us for free. Thank you.
Wonderful. Now let's give it up for our first place winner, the founder of Rubitection, Dr. Sanna Gaspard.
Hi, I'm Dr. Gaspard. I'm the CEO of Rubitection and the primary inventor of this technology. Rubitection is a medical device company that's addressing a global and deadly healthcare problem known as bed sores. We're doing that by providing a low-cost early detection tool. Our mission is to prevent you from ever developing this condition. To do that, we're looking for clinical and corporate partners, financing, and individuals to grow our team. If you're interested, please come and talk to me after. Thank you.
All right. Give it up for all four of them. Absolutely amazing. So, start with you, Lin. What motivated you to start your company?
Yeah, so since the 3rd grade to 12th grade, I played piano at a local senior center. And for me, I saw so many people in wheelchairs who needed assistance, and there was no technology out there to help them. And so my freshman year at Harvard, I met a group of very passionate people, and we decided to work together to build and solve this problem. And that gained traction and turned into what Loro is today.
That's amazing. How about you, Shanel?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, that over 96 million non-emergency calls are made every year. And that really has a strong clinical impact, negative clinical impact on communities. And I learned that low-income and indigent communities could actually have 20% higher rates of dead on arrivals because of longer ambulance wait times. And that was really the catalyst for launching the company and integrating this technology because 911 is a part of healthcare that really touches us at our most vulnerable moments, and it needs to work well.
Was there a pain point, a personal pain point there for you?
Yeah, so my father was actually a volunteer EMT, so that was my introduction into the EMS space as a child. And really just seeing communities that really deserve health equity across the board was something that touched me personally, and that I knew I had to make my mission in life and ensure happened.
Wonderful. And Kristen, what's it been like for you? What motivated you, actually?
So my co-founder and I both have experience in banking, and one thing that we noticed is that banks have amazing tools to help them trade and protect them from the volatility in the market. Meanwhile, everyday investors are left behind in the dust. As an example, 85% of the moves in the market daily are machine-led. So this leaves everyone who can't code or doesn't understand the market behind in the dust. So that's how the idea of SrattyX was born. Our goal is to enable everyone to trade in an advanced and simple way.
Cool. And Sanna, how about you? What was the motivating factor for you?
So I had several motivating factors when I learned about this condition. The first one was that it was a huge unmet healthcare need that was affecting millions of people, but there was no solution. The other motivator was that it was a health disparity for people of color, where it's really difficult to detect it early and we get the most severe cases that can be deadly. The third motivating factor was when I realized that it was a global healthcare condition. So it's a human healthcare condition. Without proper care, anyone can get it, and yet there was still not a solution. I realized as an engineer with a focus in healthcare, I could come up with the technological solution to that problem.
And all of you are working on some game-changing things, and I'm just so impressed and inspired by you all. Let's start with Sanna, what's been something that's been difficult about fundraising with the things that you're working on?
Right. So I would say the most difficult things coming out of the university and translating my technology out of Carnegie Mellon was that I came out without a network. And so to really get funding is difficult without having a network because you need the warm introductions, you need access to those people, you need to be able to go to those conferences, and you need money to do that, but you don't have money, you're trying to raise money. So the most difficult thing was figuring out how to build my network fresh out of college, and then how to leverage those networks to actually get warm introductions that could lead to an investment.
It gives you one more good reason to be in this room, right?
Yes,
This is
absolutely.
leveraging networks and encourage everyone to meet each other, go beyond your comfort zone and meet people. This could happen. Right?
Yes, absolutely. I'm hoping, please come talk to me.
So Lin, same question. what's been a more difficult part of fundraising?
Yeah, as a college student and as a young woman entrepreneur, I think that something very challenging is establishing credibility and making a story that people will believe in and invest in. So what I learned that one of the most important factors of being in my position is telling a very strong story. And that means being very confident and backing yourself up with facts as well as a very strong narrative.
And then, Kristen, why do you think we should continue to back and support women-led companies? I mean, we know the facts and everything, but what's the real heart of the matter?
The main goal of a startup is to address a pain point that someone is fixing. If most of the startups out there that are being funded are male founder-led, that means that the majority of women are left out of the picture of this problem solving and of this innovation. Women should not be left behind in this movement, which is why I'm so thankful to be on this stage to promote women in spaces that have been traditionally dominated by men, like in finance.
And Shanel, we'll just end it here. How can we help? How can we be helpful to the mission that you have?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is around advocacy and support and really pulling women and female founders into opportunities that help bring their vision to fruition. And then also just visibility and really understanding some of these shortcomings. For example, I had a call with our lead investor last night. They're two white males, and they've been incredibly supportive. I think they're incredible investors. And I spoke to them. I said, listen, I'm at Grace Hopper, and one of the things we're talking about is that there's not a lot of funding for female founders. And I want to figure that out as we're talking about what's the roadmap for our fundraising here in our close dates. So I think that really transparency and advocacy is incredibly important.
Wonderful. Well, I wish I could speak to you for an hour longer, but our time's up. Thank you so much for being on the panel, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And now I'd like to bring out the president and